Tip and chain. Tip and chain. Guys, we are back. We are fucking back. Friday night is supposed to be chip and chain. That's what these nights are made for. And I don't want to be biased, but when it's just chip and chain without that, what is he, Tactico? Yeah, that's what he calls himself, isn't it?
Tactico, man.
Tactico, tactician, yeah, the master tactician. When he's not in the picture, it's a good show. We don't need the numbers, Asim. You said, oh, I can hop on if you like, if you need some, if you're struggling for numbers. We don't need the numbers, yeah? The numbers speak for themselves. But this is a special edition of Chip and Chin. We do need to make it a regular, and we will make it a regular once I'm back on holiday. Chip and Chin today. Chin, how are you? Before we go into what has been another quiet day in terms of transfers and a little bit of, raro par, but nothing major. How's your day been anyway? I heard you've got a wedding to prep for. Hope you've got your tuxedo, son.
Yeah. I've got Asim's nephew's wedding tomorrow. All prepped up, ready for that. Going to be going there in the morning tomorrow. So obviously you can tell Gene's been to the barber. He's got his shave. He's got his haircut. He's got his dye on. All, look in the business, Avi, man. Look in the business.
Can I ask a question, Gene?
No, you can't.
Just a question.
Go on.
When you go to the hairdressers, what do you ask for, like with your hairstyle? What do you ask for? Because I know you're going to go through a procedure soon, but what do you ask for right now?
No, just for the standard short back and sides, isn't it? And the very little from the top.
Brilliant. That's all I wanted to say. I believe we've got a member who's joined, Owen Peterson, 9841. Thank you for becoming a BNR Ultra. Owen, I do not know what the process is in terms of getting you in the BNR Ultra, but if you DM Born and Red on Twitter or Asim's Twitter, DM him. They will give you access to the BNR WhatsApp group, which I know pops off every single day, every single minute. There's some great contributors in there. And if you just want to listen in and read what's happening throughout the day on that group, feel free to do so. It is a group that is popping off. I'm on there, but no one knows that I'm on there. Put it that way. Gene, I did have another. I'm going to pick on you today because, it's my time.
Oh, here we go.
While I sip on my double shot espresso. Anthony Gordon.
Boy, where's this come from?
19 games without a goal and assist. Is he still your left wing pick if we were to look for a left winger tomorrow?
Look, Rodrigo's number one, isn't it?
Rodrigo's your number one, okay?
Yeah, Rodrigo's number one. I said that before. If Rodrigo was available, I would go for Rodrigo. I'm not going to sit here and pick Anthony Gordon over Rodrigo. No, I'm not. It'd be stupid of me to do that. But that doesn't mean that, I don't like Anthony Gordon. Of course, I love Anthony Gordon. I think he's a brilliant winger. And I thought at the time, he'd bang at Liverpool. 19 games, you mentioned. There's other players I feel like when now 19 games, I think 1 goal last season. Do you remember? Other players that did the same. Diaz, I thought, had 1 in 18-19. Gakpo had 1 in 18-19. So not much difference if you actually think about it like that.
I'll let you have a rebuttal. Gene, look, it feels as though we're going round and round in circles now with Alexander Isak. I think the majority of fans are sick and tired of it. Yeah. In terms of all these sort of gamesmanships that are being played with both clubs or the club and Isak right now. I think we've handled it as best that we can, sitting on the sidelines, but letting him know that, look, we're not going to go anywhere. Yeah. And if worst case scenario, this takes it, if this takes it till the last day, deadline hour, then so be it. But we haven't told Isak that we're walking away.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Hence, he didn't come with hence, he wouldn't have sent that statement out last week. If he knew that Liverpool had no intentions of going back in for him, I think he would have shut up and shop, returned to training, and not committed his future, but would have said, okay, let's just play the game for this season, and then gone again next summer. Where do you sit now? Because we will have to have a discussion on what is the break-off point now. Is it now, whatever happens 1st of September, let's just get him in? Or do you think there'll be serious movement after Monday?
I've maintained, Avi, that there will be movement and there will be serious movement after Monday, 26th of August. I think it's 3 years up. We mentioned the Article 17. Not that it's going to have a massive effect, but I think it just slightly pushes them. But I've always said that they need to bring somebody in. We saw them links today, with a few forwards, a new forward that came into the business, that Saul link came today from Atletico Madrid for Newcastle. That's a player that I think, if the Newcastle do want him, they get him, because Atletico Madrid need to get rid. He's fallen out with Simeone, so that's a link that I see happening. The Wissa deal is a money issue right now. They don't want to pay the fee.
Who's
But
falling out of with Simeone? Sorry.
Soloth.
Okay.
So that shows that there's something already happening in the pipeline regarding Newcastle trying to go for forwards. We saw the links with Nicholas Jackson. I think the other clubs that want Nicholas Jackson can't pay the fee. Bayern Munich are one of them. Aston Villa is the other. They're not going to. Both of them are not going to pay the fee that Chelsea want, but Newcastle can pay the fee because they've got the door. So that's another one. So out of them 3 strikers in the show earlier today, Avi, I said 2 of them will be Newcastle players.
The the,
Um,
on-
so
the only thing with Soloth is he did have a
Mhm.
spell at Crystal Palace where he struggled. I don't think he even scored a goal when he was at Crystal Palace. He's gone to Spain and he scored a bag full of goals. I think he even got 27 last season. Um, could be a weaker league, but that's a tremendous upturn in form for him. Nicholas Jackson makes sense, I think, Gene. If
Yeah,
Newcastle are really going to push for that 60 million, I think is the ballpark figure of what Chelsea are looking for.
I think they're
And
going
I
to be
think
sent.
he will do well there. I really do. I don't, and I've rated Nicholas Jackson for quite a while. I don't think he's a bad
You
player.
have.
I think under Eddie Howe, under a settled team, I think he could do serious numbers. And the only one thing that I heard today was that Villa might be in for Nicholas Jackson, and there is that Emery Villarreal link where Nicholas Jackson spent his time at Villarreal. I believe Emery was manager. Um, at the time. There's only this that link, but there's also rumors that Villa need to get rid of Morgan Rogers. So the transfer market, in my opinion, Gene, so far it has been a bit of a mess in terms of players need to be offset or sold for them for that very same club to go and buy. Newcastle, we know, have literally they've thrown their kitchen sink at getting a forward, and so far they've either been rejected, players already signed for someone else, or a player like Sesko's joined United, Ekatiga's joined us. Wisa's done everything he can possible. Literally, he's gone AWOL from Brentford, but Brentford are not budging. They're standing strong as well in terms of fair enough, but we're not going to let you go. They have had a torrid time, but you do feel that Newcastle, if they are going to sanction this Isak deal, and which they will, regardless of what happens, you do feel that they want to get 2 in the door before they do anything in terms of Liverpool coming back with this bid.
I think one is in. I think one deal gets it got moving. I think if they manage to bring Wissa in through the door early in the next few days, I think then you will hear the movement for Alexander Isak. Liverpool will begin to make their move, and that will then trigger Newcastle in bringing in their second forward. But they definitely need one through the door. Once one comes in, Avi, they've got 6 forwards. Granted, it's not 2 strikers, but Gordon and Wissa, Barnes, and they've got a few that can play in them positions. So I think one gets the move started, and by the end of the window, I'm confident Newcastle will have 2 because they'll be desperate. They'll pay the fees that the teams want, and they'll get the players through the door, and Liverpool will get their man, because I can't see Alexander Isak going back to Newcastle. By the way, Avi, your thoughts, because obviously I don't know when you woke up later on, obviously with you being in America, what were your thoughts on Eddie Howe coming out with Isak came to him, a few weeks before the window closed. Sorry, the season finished, and basically told him that he wants to leave the football club. So that proves that Isak wasn't lying.
Isak wasn't lying, and I think it's brave of Eddie Howe. And I do feel sorry for him the way this has been handled on his part. I do feel that he's been, and it's happened to many of our managers when Rafa's had to front in front of the media and cover up for Hicks and Gillette and whatnot. I do feel that, or Brendan, when we brought Balotelli, I do feel that Eddie Howe has had the short straw here. I think he's had to front a lot of the stuff, even when they went on tour. The questions were just bombarding with Isak. I don't know. I don't think he had a fucking clue of what was happening. I
Yeah.
think he's on orders basically from the upper tier of that club, of the Saudi owners and everyone else that's involved, and saying that no, look, we're not going to sell him, but you need to spin it in a way where it's cordial, but it's direct. But if he's confirmed today, and I've not seen the interview, but I'll take your word for it. He's confirmed that Isak did have a chat with him. Then that's a broken promise, and we know that broken promise in football has damage limitations. Therefore, Isak, when he released that statement on Wednesday, it was justified. There is no point of any Geordie fan out there having a go at Isak. He's given you 2.5 years. He's delivered a trophy, scored in the final, a trophy which has been long yearned for Newcastle to lift. It's been what, 89 to 80, 90, 80 years since they 70 years where they've won a proper trophy. I'm not talking about championship domestic league trophy at Division 1 level. I'm talking about a proper footballing trophy, right? The League Cup. He's done that. He's been told that he was going to get a new bumper deal by Amanda Staveley, who's now left the club. God knows what happened with Paul Mitchell. He's gone out of the door. The club's in kind of turmoil, PSR issues, and a player of his ilk right now who has scored abundance of goals. I think one less than, I think it's 1.13 or something, his goal scoring record at Newcastle. You got to fulfill his promise. He's given you 2.5 years. At 26, and he's going to turn 26 in September, Gene, his next few years are his peak years. I don't think he wants to be like a Harry Kane, waiting until 31, 32 to win his first trophy, which he won in Bundesliga with Bayern last year, right? And now he's collected another trophy last week, and he'll probably win the Bundesliga this season again. Isak's one of those footballers that is hungry now. These next 3-4 years, if he joins Liverpool, you're guaranteeing 2 league titles, probably a domestic cup, and a Champions League trophy to go with it at the minimum, right? That will cement his legacy. He's got 4 or 5 years to cement his legacy as a Premier League forward. He's done it for the last 2.5 years. So fulfill his promise. If Eddie Howe has admitted today that, look, he did come to me, there was conversations that I've had, it was very cordial, but he outlined his intentions to leave the football club. He got them Champions League football. Now use those funds to develop the team, add 3-4 like we did. We've done it in similar situations. Yeah, we have. Coutinho, we've added quality players in for him, right? We've had to compensate. Do the same at Newcastle. It's as easy as that. But they're playing hardball, and they have put this hard stance. They have gone back on their word, and that's a damage limitation exercise right now. Because eventually, what will happen? Player always wins, Gene. As no matter what happens, and he could refuse to play, which which I think he will do. I think he will dig his heels in to get this move before the summer's out.
Avi, from my perspective, he's dug his heels in already. He's done every single thing possible for any player if anybody wanted to leave the football club. If you've been promised a deal by the previous regime, they didn't give you it. End of the day, you're going to be peed off. You're their talisman. You're on 120, 130k a week. You look around and you see players like Anthony Gordon sign a contract for 170 in that same summer, and you're on 130, regardless of you having 3 or 4 years left on your contract. If you are promised something and you're seeing other players get bumper contracts, you're going to be peed off because you're the main man. The next season, you deliver the Champions League. You deliver the one thing that Newcastle fans craved more than anything for so many years, a trophy, and it meant so much to them. You saw how they celebrated. It was a monumental occasion for them. And he delivered it because he was the talisman. Yes, you might need other players. They were great. But end of the day, he was the X factor. He was the one guy that delivered when it mattered. Final, semi-final against Arsenal, against the Liverpools. He delivers. And he's a world-class talent. Completely agree, Avi. The guy's 25, 26 years old. He wants to be playing elite football. He wants to be playing elite football and challenge and win. At least have a chance of winning. With respect to Newcastle, they're not going to win the title. They're not going to win the Champions League. It's just not going to happen. At least with Liverpool, he's playing with the players like Van Dijk, Salah, 2 years left on his contracts. They've gone and bought Ekatike, gone and bought Wirtz. He's looking at this Liverpool side thinking, I'm the missing piece. I am the missing piece which can take this Liverpool side to a next level where, like you mentioned, we will be challenging on every single front, especially for the next 3 or 4 years. So I get it from his perspective. Look, from a Newcastle perspective, nobody likes to see any of their best players move. You don't like it, I don't like it. We've been there, we've been stung with great players, Luis Suarez, Fernando Torres, and Felipe Coutinho. But we know this happens. Sometimes you're going to have clubs that are going to come in when you're not at your best, and they're going to come in and take your players. Real Madrid have done it to us. Barcelona have done it to us in the past. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. And Newcastle have to understand that There is a chain. There is a food chain. And right now, Liverpool sit on top of that food chain with the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona.
Gene, the only and I've got a little theory on why, and I don't think it's it's not rocket science of why my theory is what it is. But why haven't Liverpool gone in for a second bid? Why haven't they just said, okay, you rejected the first 110 million bid? Yeah, say that was the floating bid. Why haven't they come back in and said, look, here's 125 million. This is an official bid through the media, through the clubs, through the clubs portal, and saying, here's 125 million for Isak. Here's a second bid.
The way I see it, Avi, is look, they went in with a bid of 110. It got rejected, and from what we were told, it was a firm rejection. It wasn't giving us. It didn't give us any sort of room of negotiation. It was a straight no. Then the narrative had to play out in front of the public, in front of their own fan base. They had to make Isak the scapegoat. All that type of stuff had to play out, and we've seen the way it's played out over the last week. His statements come out, their statements come out. I genuinely believe they've tried to bring in forwards, Avi. I genuinely believe that, and we've seen them get stung. I believe if they did get a Seshko over the line, I think Alexander Isak would have been a Liverpool player. Liverpool do understand they do have a relationship with Eddie Howe from Richard Hughes' days back in Bournemouth, and they know deep down that Newcastle won't do any business until they've brought their players in as well, because they're really short. So
that tells me there may be an agreement between the clubs saying, look, let us do our business and then we'll facilitate Isak to Liverpool.
When you say agreement, I don't think an agreement regarding the fee. No chance.
So Avi, so Newcastle have so Liverpool were very firm when they put out, look, they won't go again for Alexander Isak. Isak has released a statement in that time on Wednesday. We haven't looked at another forward. There's no. I think Jazzy mentioned, who do we pivot to? There's no way you pivot to anyone. It's Isak or nothing. Maybe if Lewandowski was a few years younger, maybe we would have gone in for Lewandowski. But right now, there's no one else out there that can touch Isak. So Newcastle have probably gone back and say there's been discussions behind closed doors. Newcastle saying, listen, we need to get two forwards in. We're adamant that, and we're pretty much confident that Seshko's going to come. Seshko doesn't happen, right? So we're waiting on our side. They're trying to get for Wisa. He's digging his heels, and fair play to the player. Look, he wants to come to Newcastle. He's done everything, deleted all these Brentford social media stuff. Fair enough, yeah. That's on him. That deal is nowhere near. Tonight, I'm hearing, and I've heard from the grapevine on Newcastle Forum, that Joshua Zirkzee has become an option for Newcastle United. He looks as if he's surplus to requirements at United alongside Rasmus Højlund. So let's see what that happens and see if that transpires. Gene, you can't tell me that Liverpool and Newcastle have not had discussions after that 110 million pound
discussions. Yes, I'm not denying the fact that there've been discussions. They will, but when you're talking about discussions, Avi, that I believe, and Asim mentioned that Newcastle know that if they bring in a player or two, Alexander Isak will join Liverpool Football Club. But I don't think the fee is agreed, because I genuinely believe Newcastle are going to say to Liverpool, you want the player, 150 million. And then that's where the fight starts, where we start fighting with each other, 120, 140, 130. And I believe it will get done at 130.
Okay, say there's 48 hours to go. He's not been signed. Newcastle get their second striker in. Then they say, okay, let's come to the table. To negotiate a fee of that, of that size of 150 million, that's not a 48-hour thing. We saw it with works. It took a few days.
I'll be honest. I think the fee in terms of Liverpool and Newcastle, deep down, they know what sort of fee is going to be agreed, because it's not like they've discussions wise. We're already at 110. That was without add-ons. It was a straight money a deal. Already at 110, Avi. When you're going for elite footballers, 50 to 55, it seems a lot when it's 50. But when you get to the 120, over the 100 million pound mark for the player, paying 10, 15 million pound extra isn't massive, if you ask me, because you're buying the elite footballer, and elite footballers come once in a blue moon. They don't come all the time where the player wants you. There's no other clubs interested. You're the champions of England. We have to strike now, and even if it means 10 extra, we have to pay the money because we're getting an elite top of the top level striker. So you have to pay the fee, Avi. I believe 130 plus 10 is going to be the fee.
Are you still in the camp of the chip camp where you're confident this deal happens?
Yeah, 100%. I believe that they will bring in their forwards, and I believe Alexander Isak will be a Liverpool player before the 1st of September, without a shadow of doubt.
And I
I've got no doubt. I believe 120, 110%. Alexander Isak will be wearing the red of Liverpool by the 1st of September because I just don't see a way back. There is no way he will be playing for Newcastle. Eddie Howe, if you listen to his, I don't know if you missed it, Avi, he said today, we only want somebody who is 100% committed, or we don't want him. That is a massive, massive red flag to say, Alexander Isak, I want you gone. Because he knows he's not going to get 100% out of Isak, and he wants him gone. Newcastle have gone out. He's basically sent to the owners, go on bloody buy some strikers, go on bring in some forwards that we need, and then the movement will take place. But the fee-wise, I don't think there's an agreement. Yes, agreement that Alexander Isak wants to join Liverpool. He will go if and when they bring in the forwards. Completely agree. That will definitely happen, Avi.
and I echo your words. I think Isak will be a Liverpool player. I've maintained he'll be a Liverpool player. I don't think there's any issues. I don't think the fee will be an issue either, Gene. I think it will be a 130 million pound deal for Alexander Isak. Coming on to Monday's game, then, Anthony Gordon said it at Villa Park last week that that game has got a bit of extra bite to it. Let's just say that. Um, how do you see that going, Gene? Because I personally believe we're going to put in a clinic on Monday night. We're really going to turn up and take them to the sword and literally destroy them. Honestly, I'm thinking it's going to be a high scoring game, but towards us, I think we'll keep a clean sheet. We'll score 3 or 4 past them, and I think that will just seal the fate. And I think Newcastle will then resign and say, yeah, you know what, fair enough. He needs to go to the champions.
Avi, in terms of Newcastle, the first and foremost, that crowd is probably going to be the greatest, one of the best atmospheres that any fan will have experienced,
It'll be
especially
hostile for sure, yeah.
in a Premier League game. Avi, whenever I've been up there, the atmosphere is great. I'm not gonna lie, the atmosphere is always really good at St James's Park. It's a brilliant stadium. It's a brilliant ground. Passionate fans. And I love going there because we've had some unbelievable nights. We've had the Rodrigo winner. I was there. We had Darwin Núñez too. I was there for that. Obviously, last year came back with our bloody tails between our legs when that last minute equalizer at 3-3. So we've had some, amazing games over there. I was there when we beat them 5-0 when Gerrard scored that free kick all them years ago. So I love going to St James's Park and seeing us win. In terms of what I think how it will play out, I said this in the show earlier. I think, Avi, we're going to see a Florian Wirtz show. I genuinely believe people are saying he's going to get, battered and he's going to get this. This is one of the best young talents in world football, and he will turn up against Newcastle. I think it'll be a Florian Wirtz show. I don't think it's going to be 4-0. I think there's goals in this game. I think they've got enough in their attack to cause us a lot of problems. Because of the pace in the side, Elanga, Gordon, that's pace, and we don't like that. We saw that against Semenyo and other players in transition. You can get at us. Of course, Gravenberch coming back will make it slightly easier. There's a question mark, Avi, on who plays at right back for Liverpool as well. And it's going to be a monumental occasion for the fans, for us, and everything that's gone on. But I'm confident we will win the game. My score prediction is 3-2. I think it will be a high-scoring game, but Liverpool will win that game. And be prepared, Avi, for the Florian Wirtz show. Trust me, I just get this feeling this guy's going to turn up to Newcastle at St James's Park and say, what's all the fuss about? I'm here. He's going to announce himself.
I think last season we were so unlucky. I thought we came back well into the game in the second half, and when Salah hits it, Salah makes it 3-2, doesn't he?
Yep.
3-2. Curtis Jones scores in that game, and then they get that winner. Kelleher, should have done a little bit better. Coming on to the right back, did Slot say that Bradley's back this week?
Bradley is back in training, right? And I think this is a good conversation to have, Avi, regarding this right back position because Kanate, Van Dijk, Kirkes, right? Will start. We've got Gravenberch coming back into this team, so there has to be we have to let go of one of our midfielders. There was calls for Dominic Soboslai to play on the in the right back position, simply because of his physicality. In terms of he can get up and down, we're gonna need his work rate. I don't want to lose his work rate because I think we are gonna need him. And where Soboslai plays in the right back position, he can begin to invert and give us an extra man in midfield and give us the energy what we need. In regards to Bradley, he did have a full preseason, I think, a proper preseason, then got injured. He came back to training yesterday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday is the game.
But I think he'll fancy himself against Harvey Barnes. He's not coming up against Alanga. Alanga will play off the right. Harvey Barnes off the left. I think he'll fancy himself against Harvey Barnes. I think Kirkes will handle Alanga too. I know Alanga's got a burst of pace too, but I feel that Kirkes, he would have learned a lot in that Bournemouth game, and he can't pick up a yellow very quick. He can't pick up a yellow early on if he's gonna pick up a yellow card. I think that's the one danger thing with Kirkes is if he picks up a early yellow, then I fear for him. But I think he would have learned a lot from that Bournemouth game to have a bit more control, to use a little bit of this. And Tony Red just said it now, needs to keep his head. I think that's what it is. I think at this stage, it's a little bit of a temperamental thing. Don't get overzealous. Don't overcommit. We know you want to be at Liverpool, but just play your natural game. I don't feel he is playing his natural game. I think he wants to, show that what he's about. He wants to be a mainstay. He wants to show that, look, Robertson's legs have gone, and I'm the future of this football club. We know you're the future, but keep this. It's all about mentality and keeping his head.
And I
think Gordon through the middle, not off the left or the right, or off the left mainly, I think it will play into our hands. I think Kanate and Van Dijk will relish that. He's not Isak. Anthony Gordon, with all due respect, is not Alexander Isak. Nowhere near. He hasn't registered a goal or an assist in 19 games. He is out of form. I think Van Dijk and Konate, they will relish having Anthony Gordon coming through the middle.
But my issue isn't that, Avi. My issue, as I mentioned, is that right back position. Because Joe Gomez, obviously, we saw him come on towards the end of last game. We saw, Soboslai play there. I think pre-season. Who would your pick be in that right back position then?
Bradley. I would play Bradley.
Even if he's not fully fit?
I would go with Brad. Gomez ain't fully fit. Frimpong's out till international break.
Yeah, he's done.
Rumours of Szoboszlai really against the Harvey Barnes, off from the off, picks up a yellow. Harvey Barnes has got abundance of pace, so but I'd rather have a Bradley there.
Okay,
I'd rather have a Bradley and Konate because you do feel that Konate and Bradley have established something over preseason, some kind of understanding on that side. Where if Bradley bombs forward, Konate can be that channel defender, like Asim likes to say, and cover. And I think Konate will love that challenge of covering Bradley and playing his game of last season when he had to cover for Trent. He's got that side boxed off.
Avi, can I just say, Ibu Konate has not played against Newcastle yet. There's a start that he's not played against Newcastle at St. James's Park.
Injuries probably. Because last year it was Konza, Gomez.
This is what I'm saying. Injuries.
Before that, he didn't. Yeah.
So he's always missed out regarding the injuries. So it'll be interesting. I want to see Bradley personally, but then Navi, what you're saying is Gravenberch comes in the midfield.
Yep.
With who?
I'm sorry, Gene. It's going to be, for me, it's got to be Wirtz and Szoboszlai. Actually, no. I went with Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Wirtz off the left as well. What we spoke about on Sunday. So Gakpo, unfortunately, misses this game out.
Okay. And then Ekatike, Salah. So you've
gone Wirtz
to the left, haven't you?
Yeah. But he will be drifting because I feel that Kirkes, if he gets the better of exchanges of Alanga and he pushes forward, we can pin them back, I think he'll have the beating of Trippier all day long.
You know what formation I want to play?
Go on.
I want to play the same players, but I don't want to take Florian Wirtz out of the 10.
You want him in the middle?
I want him in the middle. I want Dominic Szoboszlai playing from the left hand side because he's played there. And then if they want to interchange, they can. I want to see Szoboszlai and what's his name, Szoboszlai and Wirtz, where they can interchange from the left hand side. But I want primarily Wirtz to play in that 10.
But gee, we need physicality in that middle.
Yeah, Avi,
Jolinton,
we got
Tonali,
physicality. We
Gumerus,
have.
they're 6
I
foot
want us to
players,
pack
6
that mid.
footers.
Avi, we packed that midfield. We packed that midfield with Szoboszlai, Wirtz, McAllister, and Gravenberch. Number one, Wirtz to still play in his natural 10, right? To play in a natural 10. And we're not disrespecting Gakpo. I love Gakpo, but bro, I know we all know how difficult this game is. It's not nothing to do with disrespect. Sometimes you got to change in regards to positionings. And I don't want to lose McAllister, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai. For me, has to start that game. There is no doubt Szoboszlai has to start that game. And you have to find a position for him in that midfield, whether it be from the left or centrally.
Last season, first half at St James's Park, we got bullied.
Got
In the
battered.
in the League Cup final, there's no shame in saying that we got bullied there as well.
You did.
You know, with that midfield of Tonali, Jolinton, Gumerus, they've got everything. They've got creativity, they've got craft, they're very tactful, they're aggressive, they win challenges, they can rough it up, especially Jolinton. I mean, people are saying that he's some kind of mad dog. He's not a mad dog, he's not a thug. Because people have been, Newcastle fans saying, "Oh, don't worry, you know what? Welcome to St James's Park on Monday. We'll give words a rude awakening to the Premier League." Listen, fuck all that. It's all bullshit. It's all words. But they have got that physicality side. So Bossa off the left. I get what you mean. You want Wirtz in his natural position, but I still believe he can dictate play from the left. He'll be cutting in. He won't be holding width. Kirkis can do that and get the better of Trippier on that side, right? But with Wirtz in the middle, on the left, he will cut in a lot more than we think. And the kind of close relationship he's built already with Ekitike, the one touch, the layoffs. We saw it at Wembley. We saw bits of it in the first half against Bournemouth. I think he'll do him fine.
Avi, this is even more reason.
Szoboszlai's running power
Avi,
is key for this game.
yes,
And it's
but
only through the middle.
this is why now what you said, I get it. This is why I want Wirtz even more to be playing in the middle of the park, because I know Ekitike can drift to that left hand side, which even if it means for Wirtz playing as a false line at times, he can. I just want fluidity where Wirtz can go there, Ekitike can go there, and because Ekitike is comfortable, he's not, he loves to play from the left hand side channel. So if you've got that, it frees. I want Wirtz to be free. I want him to dictate and sit in that 10 and do what the hell he wants on Monday night, because I just believe if he's got these players around him, and then you've got McAllister, Szoboszlai, these players around him, because what he likes is he likes good players around him who he can play these little 1-2s with and get going. Trust me, if we play some sort of system like that, box midfield, Eclipse goes where we're close to Wirtz is gonna make it happen. I'm telling you, he's gonna make something happen on Monday night, man. I'm confident he's gonna be the game changer.
Who's this? Sammy Soso. Sammy Soso saying Szoboszlai will probably play right back and invert.
Yeah.
I can't see that personally against a Harvey Barnes and a Livramento as well, bombing down that side. Livramento is a huge talent. I love him. I can't see that, Gene. Not just throwing him in a game against Newcastle away at St James's Park. I think that'd be injustice for Szoboszlai.
Look, Avi, I'm not going to sit here to you and say that he isn't good enough to play there. He is. He's a brilliant player, brilliant. He's got the legs for it. And if we have to play him and we don't have a choice, then so be it. I remember seeing when we were down to 10 men last year against Bournemouth early on in the season when we went down to 10. Dominic Szoboszlai played from the right back, sort of right midfield position, and he was phenomenal. He was running. He was literally every single where on that pitch. But I think I want to see Bradley play because, like you mentioned, Avi, it's still our back four that have played together all pre-season. Kirkes, Bradley, Kanate, Van Dijk. At least it's our in the all three in their natural positions. They know what to expect. We know what to do. They know what to do. They know what they're up against. Them four. Then you play the McAllister, Gravenberch, and if we have to be slightly pragmatic in the forward line, then fair play with whoever you want to play from the left, right. I'm okay with that. But the defense has to be solid. We have to be solid this game, because if you are not solid and defensively sound against Newcastle, and you give up an early goal at Newcastle, that crowd is going to be mental. I do not want to see mistakes in this game, and I don't want to see a new player come in where there's a possibility that you might see it. I want to see players that have played in that position in the back four. We know exactly what they are, and I agree. Bradley for 60 minutes, and then if you need to bring on Gomez for 20, 30 minutes, I'm okay with that. But Bradley, for me, has to start that game at right back.
Kieran Thorne just coming into the chat. Thanks, Kieran. Always one of the avid listeners and contributors of this channel. Just forget the pigeonholing of players. There'll be fluidity with Sober and Wirtz anyway. You will see Ekitike go out to the left, and we end up in a formation of a 4-2-2-2.
Yep, I agree. I agree with him. I
Gene,
completely agree with him.
I think one thing that we're discounting right now and not giving enough credit is the main man, Ryan Gravenberch, is back. And we've seen him act as a sweeper almost at times last season. You know, the Dutch were famous for it back in the 70s and 80s with Niskins and Ronald Koeman, who were brilliant. Gravenberch is that modern day sort of, he can cover at the back when needed. We've seen him play at centre back. He's changed our style. He's grown in stature. He's found his belonging, put it that way. He's found his belonging not only in his football career, but at club career level as well. Ajax, brilliant, came through the system. He was this big sort of, player, the next sort of stardom. Goes to Bayern, like with Bayern, with De Ligt and a few youngsters who have gone there in the past, hasn't worked out. He's found his feet here now at Liverpool. Last season, he was sensational. I think he's going to be absolutely gunning for Newcastle on Monday. I think he struggled in the League Cup final. I think he struggled because by then the legs were waning. He was tiring, towards the end of the season. But he will be itching at the bits on Monday, won't he?
100%. He's an unbelievable forward, and midfielder. We saw how good he was, for at least 5 months of last season, where I thought he was sensational. Probably our, bar Van Dijk and Salah, was our player of the season, especially for the first 5 months. Brilliant player, gives us something that nobody else gives us. The way he receives the ball from the centre backs, he can turn on a two pence. The way he glides, Avi, his long legs. He can bypass any player with one touch, two touches. The way his movement and the way he can turn, press resistant. I love the player. He's been phenomenal. I just need him now, because there is a question mark, Avi, against physicality against our midfield. Make no mistake, there was times last year where we questioned how good our midfield was when it came to physicality. The Newcastle game being one of them, where at times we felt like we got bullied, and I do not want to see my Liverpool get bullied by anyone, because if there's one thing that we have more than any other team is we work our socks off, we give it everything. We got bullied. Alexis McAllister is another one, Avi. If I'm honest, I'm his biggest fan. He has been shite the few times we've played against Newcastle. I need him to turn up tomorrow as well. Sorry, on Monday. Him and Gravenberch together in tandem have to show show balls and see exactly what they're made out of. I don't want McAllister to get into a fight with thingy, because he's one of them players that gets involved, wants to get in there. I don't want him to fight with him, because he always felt like he's fighting with Joe Linton, he's fighting with Gamarich. No, you're a better footballer than them. Beat these lot with your football. Play around them if you have to, because you've got the talent. You're better than them. I just need to see him to go out there and prove it in a massive game. But Gravenberch coming back, he gives us a lot more defensively. He's able to drop into the last line, receive the ball, and start dictate play. Massive him coming back. But it's a massive game for him and McAllister.
Gene, I think last season, just coming on to your point about control, I think last season was a very end-to-end game, and that's something that Slot despises. He doesn't want that. I think playing the quartet of Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, McAllister, he's hoping to have a lot more of that at St. James's Park on Monday. If we get a grip of the game from 15th minute on, because look, the first 15 minutes, they're going to try to go and get one as soon as the balls as soon as it's kick off, right? Newcastle will be itching at the bits as well. They'll be wanting that early goal, get the crowd going. But if we can contain them in the first 20 minutes and get hold of proceedings thereafter, these what I keep saying. I think we can seriously put a clinic on Newcastle. I think we can put it on them. I think we can seriously put it on them.
We can put it on any team, Avi. We're that good of a football team with all our players fit and fighting. And any team in world football, we can stick it on them. Yes, the first 15 minutes is going to be long. I know what it's about, what it takes when you're playing against Newcastle away with this game. That crowd, their players are going to be gunning for us. So we have to be clever. We have to play our own game and not play the occasion. I know it's easier said than done because they're gonna hustle us, harry us, press us, put a few tackles in. We just have to be clever. But we've got winners in our football side. We've got players who are good enough to come in and show what they're about. I can't wait. I'll be honest with you, I can't wait. And I'm with you. I think Liverpool will turn up to this game and we will be confident that you know what we're gonna put one over them because Newcastle, as good as they are and as good as they are, Avi, they do not have their main man. They don't have the one guy that always scores against us,
Yeah.
Alexander Isak,
Oh,
and that is a
moreover,
massive, miss. He didn't play against us at Anfield for obviously whatever reasons, and we outplayed him. Um, he wasn't playing. I think Joe Linton didn't play that game either. So it'll be interesting to see how that fares because going forward in the first game, Newcastle weren't amazing. They were decent, weren't amazing, and they drew against Aston Villa. But obviously, with it being a home game, they'll be up for it. The crowd will be up for it. So I'm interested to see how that plays out.
we have got a Newcastle fan in the chat. Guys, be
Jay, yeah,
nice.
big up
This is a
Jay.
respectful channel, so make sure you guys are respectful. Do you not worry about your bench? It looked weak against Bournemouth. He's got a point there. But our bench did make an impact in terms of Rodrigo Chiesa. The Italian did come on and score. Coming onto our bench, Gene Gomez, I thought when he came on played well. Endo's obviously there. Peripheral players now like Harvey Elliott who didn't get a minute. There's been not too much talk about whether he's going to be leaving or whether there's been any real interest. Do you feel maybe there could be a loan deal for Harvey Elliott
No
somewhere?
chance. Harvey Elliott either goes for the fee or stays at this football club. We are not letting Harvey Elliott leave without any money. I'll tell you that right now. No chance.
I
He will
don't
get
think.
his move.
Hmm.
I think we're waiting for Xavi Simons to move to Chelsea. They're waiting for that deal to get completed. Once that's complete, I think Harvey Elliott will move to RB Leipzig, and that move will take place. In terms, I want to. Jay mentioned about worrying about against our bench. Look, Federico, like you mentioned, Avi Federico Chiesa came on and scored the winner. Joe Gomez was decent when he came on. You're talking these players have been internationals. Federico Chiesa international. Cody Gakpo, if we play the box thingy, Cody Gakpo is going to be the one that's going to be coming off the bench this time round to make a difference. And Gravenberch wasn't even in the squad because he was suspended. So yes, when you look at our forward line, we probably are one short. We all know that Liverpool are short, Jay, because we're waiting for your number 9 to come to our football club and another forward before the transfer window closes. But I think we will be okay come the 1st of September. Against you guys on Monday, maybe there is a call for it, but I think we will be fine. Ekatike looks good. Salah didn't have the best of games. He will be back against against you guys. And with Florian Wirtz again, he wasn't unbelievable, but he will be turning up. We're not going to see only Ekatike as the only forward in our forward line that had a decent game. Gakpo, I thought played well in the second half. First half, I didn't think he was great. So there's a lot of improvement that you will see from Liverpool, especially at St James's Park against you guys.
I just want to go back to some starred comments. Gene, there was one selection. We ain't keeping a clean sheet. Lol, expect chaos. I don't know. I'm gonna disagree.
You asked for a clean sheet. I'm
I think
surprised,
we,
man.
I think we will tighten it up because I'll tell you why. Canate's
Go
got a
on.
point to prove. There'll be protection with Gravenberch now, and hopefully Bradley on the right is fit and he can contain Harvey Barnes. I just think without Isak, Anthony Gordon, as good a player as he is, I don't think he can hold that number 9 role. I don't think he can do it. I don't. He's not it for me. As a left winger, maybe yes, he's a good player. Off the right, maybe yes, he's a good player. But through the middle, I think we'll know what to expect. So I'm hoping that we keep a clean sheet. It'll be good for the confidence, and I think Kanate and Van Dijk, they need it. They definitely do need it, and I think they've had a kick up their backside as well. Mohammed Kibriya saying 447. We've got 550 in the chat. How many likes have you got, Gina? Hit the likes.
160, man. Let's
Guys,
get it up to
come on,
250. Come on, guys.
get it up
Smash
to
that.
500, isn't it? Come on, guys. Junior question here. Gene and Chip. Gene and Avi, okay, fair enough. How confident are you that Isaac and Gehi signs? I'm super confident.
Yeah, same. Super confident.
But I think with Gehi, I think something has to get going. I think by next week. I know the Eze deal to Arsenal's pretty much done. And it will depend on whether they need those funds. But Paris said that he doesn't want to keep him if he knows he's going to leave next summer on a free. He's not wanting to keep him. Is there a chance that anyone else could threaten that, Gene? Anyone can threaten and come in for Gehi?
No.
Like a Spurs, maybe?
Mark Gay only wants Liverpool, and we want Mark Gay. End of. If there's one thing that I've learned this transfer window is any player that we've gone in, every single player I said I want Liverpool. I don't even want to be talking to any other club. I want Liverpool. That's my football club. Don't even bother calling me. The only player that we went in for at the start was Hoyson, and he chose Real Madrid. But that was very, very early. After that, every player was boxed off.
Another comment, Sing of the Cop. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes, big up. My man.
With Salah being at AFCON, Frimpong as a possible replacement, Harvey is the next best option. Only if Harvey pushes for a move could I see him leaving. I just don't think Harvey's going to get the game time. He didn't come on against Bournemouth at 2-2, and Harvey was used last season. When the going got tough a little bit in the few times last season, he would come on and either impact the game with an assist or the goal. We saw it against Paris when he came on, scores 90th minute, but to not be called upon against Bournemouth on Friday, I think it's set in stone that we want to let him go, and I think it's amicable as well. Gene, what's your prediction for Monday?
3-2.
3. Oh, so you're expecting us to lead more goals?
Yeah, I think that. I just think it's not as easy. It's going to be a feisty affair. It's going to be. I think we will manage to control the game, especially later on. But I think it's not going to be an easy game. They'll be up for it. But I just think we've got too much going forward. Ekatike, I think he turns up and I think he scores. I think Salah turns up. I think Salah scores, and I think Florian Wirtz gets his first Premiership goal for Liverpool against him.
Gene, a question to you hypothetically. Say we don't get Gehi and we don't get Isak and we don't get a left winger. What's the window rating out of 10 after that? And chat, you can join in as well. So as we've tried. No one wants to sell us Gehi or Isak. Rodrigo is staying put at Real Madrid. What's the rating out of 10 then? Sevens, okay. 4 out of 10.
7. Are you guys having a laugh?
4, 6 out of 10. Fucking love 7s. 7.5. Shaki Hisab, Anjay. Jazzy
So we
saying
don't
3.
get Isak. We don't bring it. We're short in defense.
We stay as we are, basically. We stay put.
So you're basically saying to me we're short in defense, right? We all know that. We're short up front.
Well, not short in defense. Gomez, Leone, Konate, Van Dijk. That's your 4. Just say that's your 4. That's your 4. So you're not short, really. You've got cover. You just are not dependent on Gomez. You're not dependable on Konate. You're not. You're basically running the risk of basically saying that Konate will have a full season.
Let me put it to you this way: your left wingers this season are Cody Gakpo and Rio.
And Chiesa.
No, Rio. 1 second. And last season it was Luis Diaz and Gakpo. So you're short in that area. Last year your forwards were Diogo Jota and Darwin Núñez, and you've got Ekatike. First season, would you? If I'm honest, we're less short not because of the players. We're short because there was only one body. Yeah. So that's 2 positions already short. Chiesa and Salah will just say fine. Them 2 are our right wingers. Yeah. So it's normal. So we've been left short in 2 areas in the forward line. Granted that we've got Wirtz though, and that is a That is a game. That is a changer because Wirtz can't play from the left, can't play in the false nine at times, but we're still left short, if you ask me. In the losing Kwanzaa and we bring in Leone.
Yep.
I was happy with that. So I can't sit here and say to you that I'm not happy with that. Kirkes for one of the left back.
You just need a new left back, yeah.
Yeah. And am I happy with Frimpong and Bradley over Trent? Yes.
Yep.
I would say 6.
Mama's coming too as
Mama for
strong cover for
yeah, I would say 6.
6.
That's me being kind.
And if we get Gehi and a Rodrigo, but no Isak has
Gehi and Rodrigo, if I'm honest, take this to an 8. Agreed?
I agree. And I agree with 6
Isak and Gehi, it's a fucking 10.
And Rodrigo, that's
I don't care. I don't care if we don't get Rodrigo. It's still a 10. It's still a 10. Because never in a million years would we have thought Ekatike, Wirtz, and Isak. Guys, if I told you at the start of that summer, we're just being greedy now. If I said to you them 3, you would have said that's a 12 window in July. So let's not get greedy and say it's 8 or a 9. It's not. It's a 10 window.
Oh, yeah,
and then you bought in Leone, you bought in Mark Gay, you bought in Kirkes, you bought in Frimpong. Yeah, how can you not say that's a 10? That is a 10 window. I'm not gonna sit here because regardless of Isak, man, come on, Isak and Ekatike as your forwards. We don't even dreamed about that. And then on top of that, Florian Wirtz. To still say it's not 10 when you've bought in a centre back, a left back, and a right back. Yeah, that's we're being really, really harsh.
Overexcited. If that's not a 10, then what is a 10?
What is a 10? Then you have to say, give me bloody Rodrigo as well. Then it's only a 10. Nah, man, it's a 10. That is a 10 window, and every single one of us would have said it's a 10 at the start of the summer. If I didn't even give you Ekatike, Avi, and I said to you, Avi, you're getting Isak, Wirtz, Gay, Frimpong, and I think what's his name? Frimpong and what's his name? Kirkes, yeah, at the start of the season, but you're gonna lose Diaz. You're gonna lose Diaz, and you're gonna lose Darwin Núñez. You would have said, "Bro, give me that right now," and that's a 10. So we're just being greedy because obviously we're linked to Rodrigo. Look, of course, we want Rodrigo, we want Isak, we want them all this summer, and we probably will make a play for them. But we have to be, realistic as well at the same time.
Gina, I want to give a special mention out to Lucho Diaz. 2-2 as well. Scored a very good goal today. Great team goal.
Probably misses that with Liverpool though.
Kane, Kimmich, Gnabry, and Diaz finished it. Oh, Diaz got 17, 18 goals last season. Yeah, come on. He had a 25.
Yeah, he missed 2 or 3 sitters towards the end when Salah was going for that assists record.
25 GA last season. Come on. But he's had a stunning start at Bayern. Kane hat-trick again. That's that. Left winger, Rodrigo. Rodrigo's being now pawned off. Madrid are saying, Bolo, it's on. Like you told me over the week. But then it's on. Rodrigo, I think they're desperate. And I'll say it again. If Man City wanted Rodrigo, they would have got that deal done. I know that Rodrigo's itching for a move to Liverpool. His representative is itching for a move to Liverpool. If he was going to go anywhere else, it would have happened. I think we're waiting on the proceedings of Isak and what happens there before we pull the trigger on Rodrigo.
Okay. Isak comes in, does Rodrigo happen?
I still think it happens on our terms. On our terms.
What are our terms?
Our terms is an initial loan.
What if they want to sell? How much do you pay?
Oh, I'll pay whatever. I'll pay whatever it takes to get him. I'll pay 70-80 million.
Fee's not the issue. We are deep down. Fee's not the issue with us, is it, Avi? Well, the issue are the wages.
No, I think they'll be willing to come down on wages.
£400 a week, mate. He's
not on 400 grand a week.
Of course, he's on 400 grand a week.
Oh yeah, come on, please.
He's on about 380 grand a week, yeah. Avi, he's on. This is after tax.
Don't be so ridiculous. 300 fucking. Sorry, guys.
Check him out. Gross.
£207,000 a week.
After tax.
No.
270 after tax, my brother. Check
Nope.
it. Check
His
it.
annual salary is 10.7 million a year. 240,000 euros a week. No
After
problem.
tax, that is.
No problem.
Gross.
No problem, man.
He's
on 200k net. That's fine. You pay that. Rodrigo. This ain't no DK. Yeah, he's Rodrigo. This is Rodrigo, brother. 200k a week. He's 200k a week. You pay that
that's
for him.
300 grand a week, 350 grand a week.
You know, if we get Rodrigo, Gene, I'm almost tempted to say this could be a blooper, a Belanda. I want Rodrigo more than I want
Shut the
Isak. I do.
Nah, man.
You know, Rodrigo, he's on that cusp. Needs a bit of loving. That's all he needs. He needs a bit of rar and bar. That's what he needs from Slot. Yeah,
I get that,
watch
man.
him
Look,
go. Watch him go.
Yeah, and but another problem with him is this.
Yeah, but that's anyway. We pay the highest agents. We pay agents the highest fees. Liverpool are known to pay big,
but he's got two
agent fees.
He's got two.
Oh, you had Luis Diaz at Porto had a third-party ownership, and he had 2-3 different owners. It's fine. It's fine. We pay very high when it comes to agent fees. We're one of the top clubs that pay the highest amount of funds towards agent fees. There's nothing wrong. We have a selection of agents that we never work with. Pini Zahavi, the late, Mino Raiola. We never wanted to work with him. There are some agents that we will just stay clear of. But agent fees, no problem. I never have qualms about paying agent fees. It is what it is. But Rodrigo, Gene, I said it. I want him more than I want.
Bro, I only want one player, mate. I want that number 9. I want Alexander, mate. Alexander the Great, mate. I need him in that.
Both is done.
Yeah, but I just need him in. I need him in. But so, are you confident then, Avi, that 3 come in before the window closes? Then,
yeah, 12 days to go. 9 days to go.
The days are coming down slowly but surely, mate.
The Gehi, that's in procession. We've had discussions with Crystal Palace. That's about agreeing a fee. Isak, that's all about them making their moves, come to the table. Liverpool, let's talk. We want 130, 40, 150 million. We get that done. And then Rodrigo out there waiting in the wings. Those 3 deals are the easiest deals that we can get done. It's not as if we're, plucking a name out of thin air and saying, okay, look, we're in talks with this player. We've outlined the 2, Gehi and Isak. Isak is a lot, people will say at the moment, it's a lot agent-driven, media-driven. But I know that Rodrigo has been hot on the lips for quite a while. Kieran's saying that Gehi is the closest one to being completed.
Yeah. And I agree with you in that sense that, you know what, the days don't really bother me because I still think Liverpool will get these players done because it's not like, it's a brand new player that we're going in for. The writing's already on the wall in regards to what we're going to pay, what we need to pay, the contracts, what they're going to sort of get if they were to join us. So I think that them two, it isn't really an issue. Even with Rodrigo, if we really wanted him, and we already know the figures. It's not like we don't know the figures. Liverpool know the figures of Rodrigo. His agent has been in contact with our football club and been in them. We've had them conversations regarding him. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I would absolutely love it, Avi, if what you said comes true. We get Isak, we get Gay, and if we get him on loan, with even if it's an obligation, I don't care. It probably will be an obligation. That would be the greatest window in Premier League history by a country mile.
Do you think we get 3 done or 2 done out of those 3?
I'm a dreamer, Avi. So I like to dream, man. Even when I'm one of them, so I will always say 3.
How many games does Leone play in all competitions this season?
Depending on injuries, Avi. A lot of it is going to depend on injuries. A lot of it, and we all know that Konate loves an injury. Even though last season I thought you got away with it. He did get a couple of times. They were injured. To be fair, that Hendrick one wasn't his fault. So I'm not gonna really give him. That wasn't his fault. They had one muscle injury where he picked something up. He was only out for a few games. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Leone Avi, as long as he gets the League Cup games, comes in, because he's so tall, there's going to be times where he comes in for the last 10 minutes at right back to do a job.
Yeah.
To do a job against us, because we're not exactly the tallest sides. So in the last 10 minutes, if we are sort of struggling, we're going to see him at right back for Liverpool, especially to close games out. Jay, Newcastle fan, a decent comment here. He goes, Rodrigo needs game time for the World Cup. He won't stay at Madrid.
And Ancelotti is in charge of Brazil as well.
Ancelotti. And another thing,
to add a little bit of damage to the works, and Ancelotti didn't fancy him at Madrid, but yeah, he needs to play definitely.
And he didn't even play yesterday.
No,
it was not yesterday before when they played their first game. He didn't even come on. Come on, yard. The writing's on the wall for him.
Trent played though.
Yeah, I heard he played absolutely shite.
I thought he was okay.
Good luck to him. I didn't watch the game. They're our enemies now, man. They're our Champions League.
I do wish him well though. Not against us, but I wish him well.
Okay, good luck to you. If you can wish whoever the hell you want off. I don't give a shit about him. He's not a Liverpool player, mate.
Anything else?
Anything else?
Last 4 or 5 minutes, guys.
Get your questions in. Let's do question time, Avi. Let's do question time.
Question time.
Right, let's do this. Lyonia, right back. Thoughts? Too early, man.
Oh, not for Newcastle. No way.
No chance. No, man. I don't want him. Imagine his first game, 18-year-old at St. James's Park with the bloody all that. I simply don't want him at that game. No chance.
Dean looking nice and young for tomorrow. Anji. When's the studio ready?
It's ready. We will be doing the reveal show on Sunday. And hopefully there will be hopefully there's going to be a watch along on Monday, but I won't be there because I'm going to the game. I'm telling you right now, boys, I'm going to the game. I am not missing Newcastle's game against Liverpool.
You're not going to watch along.
Asim can do it, mate. I'm going to the game. I am fucking going.
That's what you're going to say fucking every week then.
No, I'm not going to say that every week. I need to go to this game. This is one game I have to go.
No, you don't. You don't.
I do.
First watch along should be in the studio. I will be in England back in December, Christmas time. I'm spending Christmas in the UK actually this year. So I'll definitely be in the studio with my fish and chips, chicken pie. Yes, I will be at the studio. Tina, there is a good one. Favorite Bollywood song? For me, it's Mendi Laga Ke Rakhna. I think that's from Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. What's your one?
Do you remember Tere Naam?
Tere Naam.
Tere Naam. Something like that. Back in the days, right? I used to like that one.
You know what my one is? If people get it, I'll rate them. It was from a film called Ram Lakhan. And the song goes, A-G, O-G, Man Sanoji, 1, 2, support, 4, 2, Kawan. My name is Lakhan. Wicked film. Ram Lakhan is a classic.
That is an old classic.
Jackie Shroff, Anil Kapoor. Jackie Shroff was my favorite actor, man. Absolute legend. Good show without Asim. It's always is. Asim just all this. Asim's all this. Yeah, let's fucking write some threads. That's all he is, mate. He's not a YouTuber. He never will be. Asim, stay in your pocket. But congratulations for your nephew's wedding for tomorrow. Pre-congratulations. Hope everything goes well. Do you do nudged up at these weddings or not? Nudged up. You gonna do nudged up?
No. I Asim not the straight and narrow. Sit there. They're straight down the line. Alhamdulillah.
Sing is King is good, but I don't like Akshay Kumar. I didn't want him to sing that song, but yeah, Sing is King is a good song. Salman Khan, he's saying that Tere Naam is Salman Khan.
Yeah, Salman Khan, Tere Naam, isn't it?
Sajjano Ka Sajjan. Okay, fair enough. King Uncle. Oh, King Uncle, what a film. Jackie Shroff again. What a film, King Uncle.
Rail Gaddi. I mean, do you remember Rail Gaddi?
I hate Rail Gaddi.
Come on, the wedding song, man. Rail
Gaddi does not belong in any wedding song anymore. It's the most bullshitest song. You know when they play it now, it's the most cringiest song.
I mean, you gotta get the wedding going in it. You gotta get the train going, man.
Nah, it's just silly, man. It's silly. Back in the day, I'll tell you a story before I got married, right? This might be like a little bit of a watershed. You know when we used to do real Gaddi? You know if there was any girl at the wedding that
Yeah, I mean, don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need
behind him
it.
by
I
the
don't need
hips.
it. I don't need it. You're such a, I can
Get
tell you're
behind the
joking.
hips. Get behind the
I mean,
hips. Yeah.
you're such a git, man. Guess me.
Farooq Khan,
Oh,
Mohabbat
Mohabbat,
one of the
what
best
a
movies there.
movie,
Yeah.
man.
No, yeah.
Mohabbat was
Lagan
a
is it
classic.
Lagan is a classic.
Again, a
Lagan is a classic.
classic.
Papa
Again.
kehte hai bada naam karega. So wicked one. Yes, yes. Amir Khan,
Yeah,
I think that's
where's
Amir
that come
Khan.
from?
Amir Khan. Papa kehte bada naam karega. Yes,
Ah,
yes.
Avi, but this guy is the Don.
He is. I want to go to his concert, man. I want to go to
No,
his
this is
concert.
Nusrat. He's talking about Nusrat. You're talking about Rahat. But this guy was the ultimate Don.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And, Rahat is his
Nephew.
nephew,
I
though.
think
Yeah,
his
yeah.
nephew, yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. He was a classic. Sholay was a good film.
Yeah.
Good film.
Dosti was good.
Dosti was good, yeah. No, I don't care for this. The
No,
Don,
no.
the Don selections are good.
Yeah,
The Don series are good, but
Oh, there's a question I want to speak to you about. The first new Sikh coach, man.
yeah,
That
Ashvir
came up.
Johal,
Yeah, massive
massive
news,
news,
man.
massive news. Not massive news just for the Sikh community and the Indian community or the Asian community, but it's massive news and it's a breakthrough. And I know people will say, "Oh, Morecambe's owned by Asian men of the Punjabi sort of culture and faith," but
Yeah,
it's massive news. Look, we've always wanted, whether it was Pakistani, Bangladeshi,
yeah.
Sikh, Hindu, we want more of our people coming into football because I do believe that there's talent out there, you know, and people have tried. And maybe it's a discipline thing. Maybe we're not just good enough as young players that come through the system. Maybe the diet, or we're just not disciplined enough to go to that next level. I think there's something to do with the disparity of that as well.
I want to
But
come into that, Avi, when you finish,
this
because I want to speak about something.
this is brilliant, the Ashford Johal. And he's not just a Tom, Dick, and Harry, by the way. He's worked with Brendan Rodgers, worked with Kolo Toure. He has got a bit of a resume behind him. So I wish him well. And let's see. I think Morecambe's definitely my second team of the season, and I will do whatever it takes to support them throughout the season and very watch them. Blackburn as well, the Venky brothers. I know they made a bit of a shit show at the club initially, but look, they were given a tough card. But Venky's, yeah, we need to see it. We need to see it. Tony Khan, who I personally know people that have done dealings with Tony Khan at the Jaguars and at Fulham. Again, it's nice to see Muslim owners, Asian owners of football teams. And look, hopefully it's a trend. Let's see. But I wish Ashfir Johal really well.
So
And he's
like,
only 33, I believe. Very, very young. So good experience for him.
I want to say something, Avi, and I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna because you're talking on this subject.
Yeah.
I realized, at first when I was younger, and I used to think, maybe there's a lot more racism in football. That's why a lot of the Asians are not coming through, all that type of stuff. And there's something that I stood out for me. Obviously, I've got a boy myself. He's 7 now, and I take him to the games. I take him to football as much as I can. Big up the singer, the cop. He always gives me some real private advice about what to do with my little one. Help him out. Do this, do this. He's a referee as well. But one thing I do want to say is that we need to do more, and there is a gulf in class.
Yep.
When you look at our 6-year-olds and I look at other 6-year-olds. And I'm dying for, especially an Asian, an Indian, Pakistani, whatever, to really go and make it and become a star name. But us Asians, we need to do more, because the truth is, Avi, and I'm going to be blatantly honest, and this racism card doesn't work with me because I've seen it with my own eyes. The difference is there's a massive gulf in class. When I
I
look
agree
at
with it.
6,
Yeah.
7-year-olds, 8-year-olds that I've seen with my kid now, and I see them, and I see the gulfing class between us and them. When I say us and them, I mean Asians and the others. There's a gulfing class, so it's not really to do with racism.
Gina, is
There
there
might be something later on, I don't know. But what I've seen right now, Avi, we need to do more to be able to push our kids and do more in terms of diets, get them going, get them eating the right things, get them doing swimming, get them, because physicality, we have to start early. And yes, genes may play a part, but we definitely need to do more. So I just want to get that out there, because it's not, I've heard this racism card. It's not just about racism. I've seen it with my own eyes, and I do everything I can for my son to try and make it. And I know how difficult it is out there.
Gina, is there a hunger issue here where, and I'm not trying to be discriminating here, where us Asians growing up, we kind of had privileges straight away. Like, I was a spoiled little shit. I can happily admit that, my mom and dad, if I wanted a Sega, a Mega Drive, Sega Master System, Nintendo N64, I got it. So and I was a very good cricketer. I would like to say I did play for Kent under 18s, but I never really had the hunger to become a professional. But the players around me at my age um, had huge amounts of hunger that didn't have the privileges that I had. I could fall back on my education. I could fall back on my dad's business. I feel that Asian kids do have that privilege where, look, their dads have set up some businesses. Like if everything goes tits up, they can fall back on that. Whereas other kids from different ethnic groups don't have that privilege, so the hunger's there. We've seen this stories from the favelas in Brazil. These Brazilian footballers that come from the favelas, they've got a point to prove. They've got that passion, that aggression, that hunger to succeed. So you see the likes of Neymar coming out to Spain and earning millions, and they've seen it firsthand. I think there's that.
Maybe, but I mean, look, I can only give you what I've seen, and it's easy to say this. My kid, he lives, sleeps, shits football, right? That's his life. He loves it. That's all he cares about right now. I'll be honest, and I'm not gonna lie. You guys know what I'm like in terms of football. Football's been my life, and I do every single thing I can to help him, guide him, whatever, and he gets the full support. He does everything because maybe we had this years ago, 20 years ago, where us guys didn't probably get the support we wanted from our parents because it was, they was always at work, all that type of stuff. The kids nowadays don't have that excuse because we've got people like, me, other people, our generation want our kids and will support our kids. The truth is there's a golfing class. Their genetics, call it whatever you want. They not that they don't get pushed by their parents. Because I know kids. I know the lad, and we play football with him. Abid's in the chat that just made Liverpool Football Academy under eights. His dad plays football and he does everything he can. He's in our group chat. So there are people coming through. Whether they try to make it into the next sort of level, we'll have to wait and see. But I'd love to see one come through, especially and like really make it. I know they've come through. Chopras, a few others have come through. Zidane's, and he was half Egyptian, half Pakistani and stuff. There are people coming through, but it'd be nice to see one of our own make it in the Premier League at a big club where he's a household name as well. So we'll have to wait and see how that happens. What happens over the next 5 to 10
Where's this
years?
one come from? He's Indonesian, isn't he? Originally Indonesian.
Yeah.
Harpal Singh, I believe he was at
Yeah.
Leeds. He
Yeah,
became a fashion. I
Leeds.
think
He was.
he did something in fashion now. I think he makes clothes now or something. He's very
I don't know.
he's a bit of an influencer on Instagram and stuff. There are a few players. Boxing is a good. Someone put it here. We are seeing a lot of Asian presence in boxing. Hamza Shiraz, one of our boys from Slough. Amir
Yeah.
Khan from Bolton. Adam Azim, who I know, and his younger brother, who are boxers too. We are seeing a lot more presence in the boxing world and the MMA world. I think MMA in Pakistan and India, it's gonna blow off in the next 5 years. I can guarantee you it. The amount of sponsors that are coming through, and the UAE and these fighters from Pakistan and India are now going to UAE to train. The big shout out to Tam Khan, who's built this brilliant
Yeah.
PKA MMA fit gym, who's inviting people from that region, giving them visas to come out and train at TK because there's a lot of potential in that region to become MMA fighters. So yeah, there's loads of variables. Vikas Dorasu, yeah, good shout. He was actually Leon. I
Yeah.
think he was from Mauritius or Maldives
Yes.
originally.
Maldives, I think it was,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. Inder Basi, yeah. Hamza Uddin, yeah. So more boxing.
Yeah.
Zesh Raymond, yeah. Remember him?
Zesh. Yeah, I know Zesh.
He was at Fulham as well, I think. Wasn't
Fulham,
he?
yeah,
Zesh
he started
Raymond?
off at Fulham. He does quite a bit with the PFA now, Zesh does, especially with Asian footballers, him and his brother.
Sari Benin,
Benin,
yeah.
yeah. And you Singer the Cop knows everything about this, and big up to Singer the Cop, man. He's a top. I don't know if you ever met him, Ami, but he's a top guy. And I got a lot of love for that guy because he's always, guided me saying, do this, because I know he does a lot with his own kids. And his kid, because his kid's really good. Do this, get this, buy this, do this, do. He give me some really, really good advice. So big up to you, man.
Here's a
Mags,
question.
respect.
I think Gina can answer this because I can't. Is anyone on the panel Kashmiri? Because I know Grizz is. Would it be rare to have a Kashmiri footballer? Gina, are you
I'm from
Kashmiri?
Mirpur, and Mirpur's Azad Kashmir. So there you go. I'm from them neck of the woods.
Grizz ain't Kashmiri, is he?
He's from them ends, I think. Chimp
No,
as well.
he's from Lahore. Yeah, come on.
Is he from Lahore? I didn't know he's from Lahore.
I
he
know
from Lahore?
because I've seen Grizz's Koti in Lahore. He's got a mad Koti, by the way. Big dog. Big dog's got
Big
a
dog, man.
mad Koti.
Grizz is doing it, man. Grizz is living the
He's
life.
got a mad Koti. I'm gonna tell him to post it on Twitter actually. Yan Danda, yeah, we thought he was gonna make it,
Yeah,
and
I
he
told
has
him.
made it. He has made it at Hearts. I think he's got a loan move this season. Where is he? He's gone from Ross County to Hearts. Was it? Or he's had a move somewhere as well. But Gene, that's been Chip and Gene. Very good show today. I liked it.
Enjoyed. You know what? It's been a proper show. You know, you got a proper gap shop where you know what? Where me and Avi are on is a serious gap shop, isn't it? We don't have this, latu patu sort of thing. So yeah, yo,
And we will
Chakswari gang, respect Kashmiri boys, mate. Kashmiri boys.
we will be back. I'm on holidays as of tonight. I won't be
Are
back.
you not on now?
I won't be back
Listen,
till
you
3rd of
bro,
September.
one thing,
3rd of
you
September.
better be ready 1st of September. If you better be ready in case. So, and in case if something breaks, you better be ready, Avi. I'm telling you now. I know you're going on
I
holiday.
can be
I've
ready.
given you your time off. You've been holiday for the past 2.5 months. God knows how many holidays you've had. You've had more than I've had in 3 years. You're taking the rip.
Oi, Kieran! I think I know who you met. I met some Sikhs from Slough and Morocco a couple of weeks back. My mate actually was on a stag a few weeks back. Palmerjet. He was a Singh, turban, with 3 other fellas. DM me if they were the same people.
Oh, yeah, you think your mates are the only people that went on holiday
I
from
can't right.
Morocco?
They were all Sikhs. All 4 or 5 of them were Sikhs. So let me know, Kieran. DM me if you got any pictures with them. But I bet I can tell what you lot were getting up to in Morocco. But
Anyway, look, guys, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Avi's obviously going to close the show, but I think tomorrow we might come on. Actually, we can't come on tomorrow. We've got the wedding. We're definitely back on Sunday night, and Monday is the big day. Take care.
Wait, hold on. Where's Avi from? Dadiyal laughing.
No, Avi, where are you from in India?
So my mom is from Jalandhar, Punjab, and my dad's from the other side, Ludhiana. So, but I say I'm a Malwa, but my dad moved to Singapore from India very young for a couple of years. Then he came to England, got married. My mom came to England at a young age too. Haven't gone back to India for a long time. I do want to go back to Punjab, visit the temples. But listen, this is funny because Zach Stevie says, "Where's Abby from?" Teddyal, no, but my mate's name is Teddyal. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this because I want to show him. You know, Gene. Have you met Gene? No, you've not met him. He's a Singh. His name is Teddyal. So Zach Stevie, whoever you are, maybe you know that matey. Avi Gakpo? What's this?
Avi equals Gakpo.
My mom's from Kapurthala. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Sanj came for me as well a few months back. I remember.
So let him. He's allowed. So what if he came for you? Why do you? So what people go for you? Why do you remember? It's only a show.
It's always good to know that one of your own comes for you. Yeah, but now it's all love.
It's good. How many people come for me?
That's a weird one though. That Teddyal, that guy. I'm not a Teddyal. I'm a Jat, as we say, and I'm proud. I'm proud. You know, people say, "Oh, you shouldn't believe in this cause." I am. I'm one of those that if I'm a Jat, basically. So there you go. No forgiveness needed, Sanj. All love and fun. Listen, I talk shit, so you can always come for me. No problem. All right, guys. These been Chip and Sheen. Love all, and then we shall see you on Sunday. Well, these boys will. I won't. Thank you so much.